Hi everyone, it's Amy, and today in my kitchen I am making soft, moist pistachio bread. And now this is an easy, quick bread, and I'm using instant pistachio pudding mix, and I'm putting that into the bread to give it such a good, rich flavor. We're also topping it with an easy almond glaze with fresh chopped pistachios. So let's get started. All right. In your mixer, you're going to add 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, 3/4 cup of milk. I'm using whole milk here. You can use any variety you like. I've got 1/4 cup of a full fat sour cream. You can also use a plain Greek yogurt, or even a vanilla Greek yogurt is fine here. I've got 2 eggs, and then we're going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I've got a teaspoon of almond extract. And this one I like to measure because sometimes it comes out a little fast. We're going to blend this up until it's mixed well. And to this, we're going to add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And finally, our box of instant pistachio pudding mix. We're going to add that right in. All right, let's get it blended well, just until it gets combined there. Now, there's a lot of recipes out there that call for using a cake mix with the pistachio pudding, but I feel like that just tastes like pistachio cake. So this is going to give you that beautiful crumb that you love in bread. Now, I've got a 9-inch loaf pan, and I'm going to spray it with some baking spray. This has the flour already in it. And then I like to cut a small strip of parchment paper, and this just makes lifting the bread out of the pan a little easier. Okay, let's pour our bread batter into the dish. And I've chopped up about 1/4 cup of pistachios, and we're just going to put a couple tablespoons of that over the top, and we'll save the rest for later. And this goes in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour. So I'll be back, you guys. All right, friends, look how delicious this bread looks. We can take the bread out. See how nice that sling works? And we're going to let that cool while I make the glaze. In a bowl, I have 1 cup of powdered sugar, and I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Even though this isn't an almond bread, it brings out that nutty flavor of the pistachios. I think you're going to love it. If you don't like almond extract or you don't want to buy it, you can go ahead and just use the vanilla extract. Then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of milk. I got a little bit extra in there in case we need it. And you're just going to whisk this together until it's a good consistency that you want. And I just want to drizzle that right down the center. Our bread is still warm, so it's going to melt pretty quickly on its own. You can wait till your bread is completely cooled if you want to see that nice white stripe of icing on the top. And it's going to naturally drip down the sides. And I'm going to sprinkle the top with a little extra pistachio, just so anybody who's about to take a bite sees exactly what they're getting. And we'll let that glaze set up and then slice into it. All right, let's slice into this bread. Look how moist that is. It's still warm, but I'm going in. Enjoy.